Hey, Brookside and Berkeley, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a really great week. This week, the book that I'm going to read has to do with a holiday that is coming up this weekend. Any idea what holiday it is? Well, I'll give you a clue. I think that this is the most important holiday out of all holidays, most important one. Any guess? Well, if you said Mother's Day, you're correct. This Sunday is Mother's Day. And in my opinion, Mother's Day is the most important holiday of the year because let's face it, guys, Mom does a lot for us, right? Yeah. I mean, on a normal day, Mom does a lot of stuff. But now, with us being home all the time, oh my gosh, I'm sure your mom is doing so much for you. So let's really, on Sunday, let's spend the day treating Mom like the queen that she is, okay? And, I know it's hard to get to the store right now, so maybe you can't get a present, but I'm sure Mom would love a card or a poem or even you just kind of being super nice that day and doing all your chores and getting along with your brothers and sisters. Oh my gosh, I'm sure Mom would love that, okay? So, the book I'm going to read, actually, I think it's kind of a Mother's Day book because it has to do with mothers and their children. And the book is called Blueberries for Sal. And this is a classic, okay? And I know I've talked about classics before. I always say there are three things that make up a classic. One, it's old, it's been around for a while. Two, it's very popular, a lot of people have read it. And three, it's considered to be really great. And this book is a classic. It was written in the year 1948. Yeah, so it is like, let me do the math, something like almost 72 years old. Yeah, this is a classic, and you'll even see in the illustrations, especially at the end of the book when you see the kitchen where the mom and the little girl live, it's very old-fashioned looking, and the way that they dress in the book is, from a long time ago. But this is a classic, and it's a story, even though it's 70 years old or so, I think all of us can kind of relate to the relationship between the mother and her child in this book, and also the relationship to the mother bear and the baby bear in this book too, because we kind of have two sets of mother and child in this book. So this is called Blueberries for Sal by Robert McCloskey, who's a very famous New England children's author. And we see, even in the beginning, we see kind of how their house looks back in the 1940s, very old-fashioned looking. Doesn't really look exactly like our houses nowadays. We see their old-fashioned kind of stove, and they're making some blueberry jam, it looks like. So this is Blueberries for Sal. One day, little Sal went with her mother to Blackberry Hill to pick, not Blackberry Hill, what am I saying? Went with her mother to Blueberry Hill to pick blueberries. Little Sal brought along her small tin pail, and her mother brought her large tin pail to put berries in. "We will take our berries home and can them," said her mother. "Then we will have food for the winter." Little Sal picked 3 berries and dropped them in her little tin pail. Kaplink, kaplank, kaplunk. She picked 3 more berries and ate them. Then she picked more berries and dropped 1 in the pail. Kaplunk. And the rest she ate. Then little Sal ate all 4 blueberries out of her pail. Her mother walked slowly through the bushes, picking blueberries as she went and putting them in her pail. Little Sal struggled along behind, picking blueberries and eating every single one. Little Sal hurried ahead and dropped a blueberry in her mother's pail. It didn't sound kaplink because the bottom of the pail was already covered with berries. She reached down inside to get her berry back. Though she didn't mean to, she pulled out a large handful because there were so many blueberries right up close to the one that she had put in. Her mother stopped picking and said, "Now, Sal, you run along and pick your own berries. Mother wants to take her berries home and can them for next winter." Now, canning berries, that's something people would do, like when they pick a lot of fruit, sometimes they would can it as a way to preserve it, so that way it would stay good for all those winter months when you can't get fresh berries. Her mother went back to her picking, but little Sal, because her feet were tired of standing and walking, sat down in the middle of a large clump of bushes and ate blueberries. On the other side of Blueberry Hill, Little Bear came with his mother to eat blueberries. "Little Bear," she said, "eat lots of berries and grow big and fat. We must store up food for the long, cold winter." So the mother bear and the baby bear are kind of almost doing the same thing as Sal and her mother, right? Sal and her mother, they're going to pick blueberries so they could can them for the winter. And little bear and big bear, or mama bear, they're going to just eat a lot of berries because, do we know that word? What are the bears going to do during the winter? Anyone know? They're going to hibernate, right? And bears, before they hibernate, they like to eat a lot so that they have like a lot of food in their belly for their nice long winter nap. Little Bear followed behind his mother as she walked slowly through the bushes eating berries. Little Bear stopped now and then to eat berries. Then he had to hustle along to catch up. Because his feet were tired of hustling, he picked out a large clump of bushes and sat down right in the middle and ate blueberries. Over on the other side of the hill, little Sal ate all of the berries she could reach from where she was sitting. Then she started out to find her mother. She heard a noise from around a rock and thought, "That's my mother walking along." But it was a mother crow and her children, and they stopped eating berries and flew away saying, "Caw, caw, caw." Then she heard another noise in the bushes and thought, "That is surely my mother, and I will go that way." But it was Little Bear's mother instead. She was tramping along eating berries and thinking about storing up food for the winter. Little Sal tramped right along behind. By this time, Little Bear had eaten all the berries he could reach without moving from his clump of bushes. Then he hustled off to catch up with his mother. He hunted and hunted, but his mother was nowhere to be seen. He heard a noise from over a stump and thought, "That is my mother walking along." But it was a mother partridge and her children. They stopped eating berries and hurried away. Then he heard a noise in the bushes and thought, "That is surely my mother. I will hustle that way." But it was little Sal's mother instead. She was walking along picking berries and thinking about canning them for next winter. Little Bear hustled right along behind. Little Bear and little Sal's mother and little Sal and little Bear's mother were all mixed up with each other among the blueberries on Blueberry Hill. Little Bear's mother heard Sal walking along behind and thought it was Little Bear, and she said, "Little Bear, munch, munch, eat all you gulp can hold, swallow." Little Sal said nothing. She picked 3 berries and dropped them, kaplink, 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 in her small tin pail. Little Bear's mother turned around to see what on earth could make such a noise as kaplunk. "Huh?" she cried, choking on a mouthful of berries. "That is not my child. Where is Little Bear?" She took one good look and backed away. She was old enough to be shy of people, even a very small person like little Sal. Then she turned around and walked off very fast to hunt for Little Bear. Little Sal's mother heard Little Bear tramping along behind and thought it was little Sal. She kept right on picking and thinking about canning berries for next winter. Little Bear padded up and peeked into her pail. Of course, he only wanted to taste a few of what was inside, but there were so many and they were so close together that he tasted a tremendous mouthful by mistake. "Now, Sal," said little Sal's mother without turning around, "you run along and pick your own berries. Mother wants to can these for next winter." Little Bear tasted another tremendous mouthful and almost spilled the entire pail of berries. Little Sal's mother turned around and gasped, "My goodness, you are not little Sal. Where, oh, where is my child?" Little Bear just sat munching and swallowing and licking his lips. Little Sal's mother backed away. She was old enough to be shy of bears, even very small bears like Little Bear. Then she turned and walked away quickly to look for little Sal. She hadn't gone very far before she heard a kaplink, kaplank, kaplunk. She knew just what made that kind of noise. Little Bear's mother had not hunted very long before she heard a hustling sound that stopped now and then to munch and swallow. She knew just what made that kind of noise. Little Bear and his mother went home down one side of Blueberry Hill, eating blueberries all the way and full of food stored up for next winter. And little Sal and her mother went down the other side of Blueberry Hill, picking blueberries all the way, and drove home with food to can for next winter, a whole pail of blueberries and 3 more besides. Now the end. And we see again the mom and little Sal canning up blueberries for the winter. All right, friends, so again, this is Blueberries for Sal by Robert McCloskey. And I read that today for Mother's Day. And once again, guys, I really hope you do something special for your mom this Sunday. She deserves it. And remember, Mother's Day is not just about your mom. It's about any nice lady who's a mom. So make sure you say Happy Mother's Day to Grandma or any of your aunts, or maybe if you have a cousin who's a mom or any other nice lady who's a mom, just say Happy Mother's Day to them. Because believe me, guys, moms deserve it. All right, guys, I hope you have an awesome week. I'll see you next week. Bye.